What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven once again with some Once Upon a Galaxy, and I wanted to put out a quick video because there's a bunch of news to cover in Once Upon a Galaxy today. We just had a balance patch, and the very first open tournament starts in 18 hours at the time of this recording. You can check your own game to see exactly when that will start. It's going to be noon EST, and right when the tournament starts, I will also be live on both Twitch and YouTube to kick off the tournament and show from my perspective what I think is good in the tournament and how I am able to do. We're going to try it for the first time live on stream. I've got 3 invites to the tournament, so I might play 1 or 2 tomorrow and 1 or 2 on Saturday as well. Haven't quite figured exactly how I'm going to break that out. I might want a little bit more time to get familiar with the new patch and the tournament process as a whole, so might give it a little bit of a breather if we don't immediately qualify on our first chance. So there's also a new patch to cover today, right before the tournament happens, and one of the things happening with the new patch is a change to melody, and that was one of the captains I was offered, so that is what we're basically going to focus on with this video. There were some other changes as well, but melody got a 20% buff, so not too bad. She used to say every 5 cards you pick, your buffs from spells give an additional +1/+1. Now she says every 4, and there's a new card and some other changes as well that we might or might not get to as we play. We'll see, but I also just kind of want to give it a shot playing here on this new patch. One of the cards that was changed was Beanie Baby, so I have thrown that into my deck. There were other cards changed that were candy cards, so I haven't thrown those in, but they do seem like cool and good cards, so possibly in the future we will be playing with those more. I'm gonna grab an Itsy Bitsy Spider here. I kind of want to prioritize tempo on this captain, so that way, well, and then I say that and I'm gonna pick up a 0/1 here, of course, and then, I mean, we're already losing. Do I just want to lose big? No, let's grab Puss in Boots, and now our spell buffs are giving +2/+2. We don't have a counter that shows our spell buffs, but we can see that Silvery Moon is giving a nice little +2/+2 there. I will simply grab the Minotaur here, and here is where melody can really shine, when we can just start picking up silver copies of cards or meeting stuff in the tavern, because then we're taking away at her without actually, like, and we still get to do more things this turn. So let's meet in a tavern and grab a Pan's Shadow from there. We could throw the egg into this slot. I do like hanging on to the egg, I believe, because I do think that we'll be all right enough that we'll be able to get to the late game, but maybe this is a little bit foolish. Oh, that was, well, either way, I was losing my heart there, right? Doesn't really matter. Now we could grab What Big Teeth for +5/+1. Oh yeah, there were also some spells that were buffed, so maybe we'll get to show those off as well. Let's grab a Jill Sunshine here, and then, I think I want to grab another Jill Sunshine. This way we can actually make use of the spell buff this turn by maybe giving +4/+4 to a slot with Presence of Gaia. I think that this might be a more important thing to do right now than just like pick up a Slappy for +1/+1. Is that short? Yeah, let's do Slappy. This is fun. It ticks away at this, and maybe we could get to another tick down. Not quite. We get very, very close here, as now eventually we land on Presence of Gaia, but ultimately I don't think that this was terrible for us. We give this slot, oh, we actually did give this slot +5/+5, because this triggered buffing up the spell before we actually picked up the spell. So that's really good to know. Wasn't super familiar with Melody. I don't really have a great Melody deck even, because I haven't played with her that much, because she wasn't really that great. But certainly I think she is worth trying out today at least. Probably gonna go for another Presence of Gaia here. It's good with Slappy, and now I will True Love's Kiss My White Whale. Not gonna hesitate on that. That gives me Captain Hook. I probably want Captain Hook in slot 4, so that way it can attack and hunt a little reliably. Yeah, that'll win us this fight. Nice. Okay, very cool. And now Captain Hook should keep hunting. But unfortunately for Captain Hook, I'm done with it. We are going to True Love's Kiss again into a Tribble Trouble. And now where do we want to take this? We could grab a... Oh, let's throw Tribble Trouble into our pumped up slot and pump it up further with Jill Sunshine. Unfortunately, we don't find a spell here, but an early spell to double the Tribble Trouble could have been really nice. Instead, I think I will just Shrink Tea and just grab the tiniest bit of tempo from that, and I think we're going to be all right, actually. I think the Tribble Trouble is going to be able to grab a 3-for-1 trade, hold down the fort, and potentially even lead us to victory. This seems like it makes a lot of sense. Give +16 +16 to Tribble Trouble. If we win the fight, give it an additional +16 +16. I can also probably move... Oh, I do want Tribble Trouble in this slot, but I don't need it pumped up by Jill any longer. I think this is good. I don't think I'm going to go for Iron Cast. I think I am just going to cast these spells. Giant Growth, also good. +14 +14. And now we are really doing that. That's going to get up to almost 90, which should allow me to take control of this fight, depending on what's in here. No, actually Ninja in Training going to hold it down for Princess Animal. All right, another Giant Growth. Why don't we? Or we could go for Sabrina and start to do some other magey things. I added a few recruit cards to the deck, like recruit your next shop cards, because they seem like they could also just allow us to pick up bonus cards each turn. Pumpkin Spice Latte allows us to pick up some bonus cards this turn, and then 3 bags full is 2 cards. Sure, let's go for that, and I think we could go Secret Map. Yeah, why not? Let's look for some other high roll potential. I think Tribble Trouble is going to buy us some fights, but is it going to get us all the way there? Sabrina goes down. What a bummer. We tie the fight, but we don't get... Oh, you know what? I'm right. Sabrina looks similar to another card to me, and I made that mistake when I picked up the card, but of course, no. Sabrina already did what she needed to do. Ignore me. We could go for a Silvery Moon here, or we could go for Angelica and look for other ways to try to start to high roll. I do think that we're still at the stage of the game where putting stats on Tribble Trouble is going to be useful for us, so I'm going to do that. Also, we find a Fires of Ares. I wanted to talk about this at some point during the video because Fires of Ares just got a buff. It's a little bit tough to see what that buff should actually be, but Fires of Ares was previously +6 attack, and now it is +8 attack. And Blessing of Athena, same thing, went from 6 health to 8 health, and no other changes. It looks like it got buffed even more, but that's, of course, because of our captain power. And I do think we want to take a legendary as well, so that way we could have another True Love's Kiss target. The only question is like Jabberwocky for points or Shadowmancer to just do some degenerate stuff. Let's go for Shadowmancer. I think I answered my own question. I Shadowmancered my own question. Is Tribble Trouble going to be enough? No, because my opponent has a Snapping Hydra, so we lose this fight. Wow. Despite being quite strong for the Tribble Trouble, we are managing to lose fights still. Now we could go all for one. This is a really good spell that benefits from all of our spell pumps, so I do think that this is worth it, and now Oberon is probably worth it as well, because that will really get the Shadowmancer up there. And 700, is 700 going to be enough to clear? Probably, as long as we don't get Mockingbirded again, but it seems difficult to imagine that would ever be the case. Yeah, not gonna happen. We do get to finally start winning, and Titania actually, I think, remains good on Tribble Trouble, as scaling its health is a lot more important. Now we could play a Nessie or a Jabberwocky. Jabberwocky, if it hunts, is only 20 less than Nessie. And then if it dies, right, it's only 10. Okay, I think that the Jabberwocky quickly eclipses Nessie, so we'll grab it here. It's 30 less than it right now, and now it's only 20 less than it, but Does most of what we're doing this game matter because we're just triple troubling? I don't think so. This game might not be the best showcase of the new patch, but you know what? It is still a great showcase for Once Upon a Galaxy. I'm actually thinking about going Long John here. I know that this is plus a lot of stats potentially to the triple trouble slot, which we could also eventually move out of. But making everything silver, I think, is just better. Sabrina for a Shop of All Mages or Bags Full. Let's go Sabrina for a Shop of All Mages. Now we could go for Merlin or Ogre Magi. And Merlin might just simply be better than any of this Jabberwocky stuff. Sure, we'll go for Merlin here. Replacing that. Snapping Hydra is not quite big enough to take out the Triple Trouble, so we will be able to win. That is literally like what this entire match is going to come down to. What can scale faster, the Hydra or the Trouble? And it seems like I should always win because we should both always double, and I am already bigger. So it was actually really important to get ahead of that, and that is looking good now to me. Do I need to keep pumping it up with Titania? Not really. What's the other option? Goodie bag through the looking glass. I think I am just going to... Oh, this is a mage. Is that helpful? No. I'm just going to cycle through that, though. This is good. All of my characters get plus 15, plus 13, an additional plus 5 from Merlin, of course, on top of all of the spell buffs that we've done. And that keeps getting attacked into. That's a bummer. But yeah, I mostly wanted to make sure I was putting out a video today just to say, hey, listen, I'm streaming tomorrow, so you can catch me live. Once again, that's going to be both on Twitch and on YouTube. This is probably worth it, huh? Yeah, we'll grab a Friar Tuck and then an Abracadabra to immediately activate the Friar Tuck. That is beautiful. True Love's Kiss for Oberon. Yeah, let's do it, baby. Friar Tuck is a bonus shop here as well. And, how do we want to use this bonus shop? Do I want to pick up a treasure and a big Jabberwocky? Or do I want to cycle through Puss in Boots even, and then Dravina gets a bunch of bonus stats? Let's cycle through Puss in Boots and give Dravina a bunch of bonus stats because that's really funny. Then let's do it again. Greenbeard got a buff. We're not going to show it off right now. Let's Eureka the Shadowmancer. And that's plus 16, plus a bonus shop. And then I will cycle out the Jill Sunshine. And Lich King's Heart, Royal Invitation, both pretty good. I think we're fine. I don't think we're going to lose, so let's see if we can Royal Invitation and do some other crazy stuff. Yeah, we're just always bigger than this Snapping Hydra, and that should be the only thing that ever matters. Cool. Okay. Looks like it. So we're going to be hitting half a heart at a time onto this skip, though, so that is the only awkward part. And now I suppose we'll cycle through this for Dravina, and then we could Giant Growth here. I suppose that's better than nothing. Oh, the other option would be cycling through this, and then this gets plus 20, plus 20. No, we're going to Giant Growth for a plus 20, plus 20 on the Shadowmancer, plus a tick down onto Friar Tuck. This will be a second Tuck tick, is what I was trying to say there. And then probably a lesser Mimic looks good to me. Abracadabra, there's the Beanie Baby, finally. And then we will meet something in a tavern, maybe a Merlin, a Shadowmancer, or a Titania. Do I want this? I do, but I don't think there's any real way to justify playing it. So I'm going to cycle it out. We grab 2 copies of a legendary treasure here, 2 copies of Mysterious Map. That's pretty fun. Sure, we'll grab the Mysterious Map. This could be the final fight. It is going to be the final fight. So I will see you tomorrow on Twitch and YouTube for day 1 of the very first open Once Upon a Galaxy tournament. But for today, that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. Oh wow, Wormscale Tinker. Maybe I will have to play some more Melody. But for today, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.